Canon is apparently releasing a full-frame 4K camera late in 2018 or early 2019, so probably not in NAB but in a different photography or film camera related event. This is very interesting because, especially if the EOS M50 is anything to go by, I'd expect this camera to be 4K with dual pixel autofocus. This time, please, dual pixel autofocus and 4K at the same time. Canon has now confirmed that that is really down to marketing rather than any technical limitation, and it does make sense, and the £500 camera can't outcompete the 5D Mark IV, but still, people would pay more for a better camera, but right now a better camera just doesn't exist. People want this newer top-end full-frame camera, and from the sound of it, Canon is going to be creating one soon. And another thing that I'm sure a lot of people are hoping for, full-frame 4K video, not with a 1.7 crop or a 2.5 crop. If you're gonna put a full-frame sensor in a mirrorless camera, you may as well use all of it when doing video. Canon hasn't actually confirmed that that part of the EOS M50 is down to marketing. That one could be a technical limitation. If it is a technical limitation, then I hope it's something that they manage to overcome with this new camera. Something I'm interested in is, what price is this new mirrorless full-frame camera going to be? Because if it's going to be cheaper than the Canon 60 Mark II, does this show that Canon wants to make more and more full-frame cameras? Because right now the Canon lineup is overwhelmingly taken up by APS-C cameras, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but right now the only full-frame cameras you have are the Canon 60 and the Canon 5D. The 1D is a APS-H, which is about a 1.4 times crop. So there's only two different camera lines that are full frame. According to some reports, Canon have actually given out prototype or beta versions of this new camera to professional photographers. Admittedly, a very select number of professional photographers, but this does mean that the camera is not too far away from being released. My guess is Canon want to make sure they get the design as good as possible, and any sort of small inconvenient things about the camera they can get changed with some user feedback. If I had to take a guess to when this camera is going to be released, I'd go for September 2018 or February 2019, because if you look at Canon's past releases, this is when they tend to release new cameras in this sort of range. The Canon cinema cameras and video cameras, they seem to be a bit more dispersed, but DSLRs and mirrorless cameras do tend to follow a pattern. It'll be very interesting to see what Canon comes up with, and if this will finally put some pressure on the Sony A7 series, because right now, in terms of full-frame mirrorless cameras for video, there's not really many of the manufacturers making any good cameras for that. I will make an update if I find out any more about this new camera. And now I'm gonna stop talking because my voice is getting sore due to past illnesses, and I'm assuming that I don't sound quite as good as normal either. If you enjoyed this video, then please consider leaving a like and subscribing so as not to miss any new videos. See you later.